yung plan na putulin. Hanggang makita na gumaganda na, ayun, hindi na naulit yung plan nila na maputol yung paa.
Kasabay po ba nun may mga tinitake pa siyang gamot?
Bukod doon sa antibiotics, bukod sa mga gamot na binigay ng doktor sa ospital, may tinake din siya na alternative medicine, yung PPARS. May kamahalan. So, sinugal ko para, kasi kailangan kung hindi mo isusugal yun, baka maputulan talaga. Kasi kahit naglilinis kami ng paa, tapos nagdidibri, pero parang slow yung healing process niya. So, I tried na painumin siya at 10 tablets at AM and 10 at lunch and then 10 at the evening. And the soft gel, twice a day also. So, religiously binibigay ko yun sa kanya. Ang dati kasi dahil nag-peak yung WBC niya, medyo nag-septic siya. Sa mga nakakaalam, sabihin yung infection kumalat na sa buong katawan. Kaya nagkaroon ng problema yung kaisipan na nawala sa wisyo. Dramatically, yun yung maganda doon. Dramatically, after 1 to 2 days, parang nakitaan ko siya ng improvement. Doon, nakita namin na sa help ng antibiotic and together with PPARS, sabi ko, maganda yung kinalabasan. So, why not continue? Hanggang nakita ko rin na gumaganda yung healing process. Tapos yung WBC, nag-dramatically from 46. Imagine, 46, dramatically bumaba siya ng 39, 33, 27, 19, 15, and then 11, 9, 7. So, nakikita mo talaga yung changes na nagawa ng gamot na yun. So, yung support ng family ay mahalaga sa recover ng pasyente. So, una, yun yung talaga nakikita ko, yung support system. Then secondly, syempre, with the help of the advanced technology, like yung mga ini-introduce ng mga gamot, hindi ko pwedeng alisin yun sa scene, sa scenario. So, ako kasi, dahil nga nasa medical field ako, medyo alam ko yung mga ganyang mga alternative medicine and evidence-based ako. So, sa PPARS, sabi ko nga, maganda yung result. Ito walang harong biro to. It's not joke. Yung mo ako binayaran So, it's no joke. Talagang maganda yung yung nangyari sa kapatid ko, lalo na yung wound healing. Yun yung nakikita ko, yung wound healing talaga. Nag-granulate siya, gumanda yung circulation, nabuo ng laman, okay? Nagkalaman yung mga paa niya na dating wala. Makikita niyo naman sa picture, di ba? Dating wala, nagkaroon ng laman. So, na-prevent natin yung pagputol. I can say na effective. Okay, effective yung PPARS.
Ano yung ma-advise nyo sa mga patients na same case sa sister ninyo?
Okay. So, I advise them to try. Then, kagaya ko, gusto ko may ebidensya na experience ng on hand ng ate ko. So, ganun din yung papayo ko. Try to experience yung healing, try to take the medicine religiously despite medyo may konting kamahalan, but then kung titignan mo naman yung long term na gamutan, mas mahal yun. Tsaka hospitalization. At yung syempre, yung recovery. Yun yung maganda doon yung recovery, mapabilis. So, try ninyo. Hello, I'm Joel Elcano. My sister, diabetic since way back 10 years up to now. Because of Simply Nature, hindi niya na kailangan mag-amputate. Yung recovery niya, yung unti-unti nagkaroon ng maganda, nagkalaman yung kanyang mga paa. Still recovering, yet nakikita ko yung magandang bunga. And that is because of Simply Nature, PPARS. And I trust Simply Nature.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ako si Haji Norma Yusuf, taga Zamboanga City. Pero dito na ako nakatira sa Maynila. 13 pieces na bukol, pero yung mga iba maliit siya. Pero yung itong isa, malaki siya, parang umabot na ata ng 3. Kaya nga ito sabi ng doktor, kailangan tanggalin na. May kaibigan ako, i-try ko daw itong yung PPAR. Pangalawang gabi, may naramdaman ako parang iba. Yung parang may langgam na parang gumagalaw ganyan hanggang dito, hanggang sa talampakan, ganon. Pangatlong araw ko. Parang kung sumakit yung dito ko, parang gusto ko talaga. Pag ko ganyan sa CR, yun parang lumabas talaga na ganyan, napakarami talaga. Siguro sunod-sunod yun, 3 araw, ganun. Tapos sabi ko, pagtapos yung dito ko, minsan yung parang, ganun-ganun ako. Parang masikip dito, parang minsan sumasakit dito ko, ganyan. Yung na ako dito, umabot na ng mga 5 days, ganyan. Parang nawala yung sakit dito, nawala siya. Parang hindi na ako ganun-ganon. Pag nagsalita ako, parang tuloy-tuloy na, wala na akong halos maramdaman. Kaya siguro, hindi ako, sabi ko, parang ayaw ko magpa-opera. Siguro, mayroon talagang gamot para dito. Binigay ng God. Ngayon, hanggang ngayon, parang maganda ang, maganda ang pakiramdam ko. Yung high blood ko, pag parang magandang tinanggal ko na yung sa cholesterol ko, hindi na ako, pero yung sa cholesterol ko, pag tinatanggal ko yon, parang hindi, mga 2 araw, parang masama ang pakiramdam ko. Pero ito, 14 days na, ngayon 14 days na, basta 2 weeks na, hindi ako uminom ng subastatin, wala akong nararamdaman na parang maganda ang Kaya yun, ngayon bumili pa ako ulit ng tablet. Oo. Kasi sabi ko para para lumakas talaga sa akin ng Kasi nararamdaman ko talaga na maganda. At Norma Yusuf, ay pupul ako dito sa liig ko, 13 piraso. Umabot na ng 3 cm. Take ako ng PPARS 2 times, morning at saka gabi. Pag numulok ako, hindi ko na siya mararamdaman. At saka kinakapa ko siya, parang nawawala, parang wala na, hindi ko mahawakan. Hindi katulad ng dati. Salamat, Simply Nature.
And we are live. Health today, everyone. My name is Jhen Lim, a board-certified pharmacist and one of your health advisors here in Simply Nature. We are an international distributor of food supplements made from a unique strain of microalgae called PPARS, which has been tried, tested, and certified to support not only cancer treatment, but also general health and metabolic syndromes like hypertension, diabetes, and high cholesterol. Welcome to another empowering session, the 189th episode, brought to you by SMG or Simply Healed Medical Group, where we come together to explore the latest information, tools, and strategies for enhancing our health and well-being. As this is the first webinar of December, let me also take this moment to greet everyone a joyful holiday season. Now let's shift gears and go a little technical on how to trigger cancel death by activating apoptosis with PPARS. To start off, I'd like to call on a seasoned international speaker on a wide range of topics from personal success to healthcare, who is also the founding director of Simply Nature International, our PPARS expert from Singapore, Mr. Shyan Lim.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Jhen. Good to see you. Tonight, our topic is really interesting. Dr. Jansen will talk about it briefly. He will also talk about metabolic syndromes a little bit. But if you want to know more about how our Simply Nature PPAR protocol triggers cancer cell death naturally, ask me questions during the Ask Me Anything segment after our short 10-minute discussion with Dr. Jansen. So I'll see everyone. Feel free to ask about how Simply Nature can be used to manage your cancer fight naturally. after the discussion. So I'll hand the time back to Jhen, who will introduce our speaker for today. Jhen?
Thank you, Sir Shyan. Yes, that's right. If you have any questions, just feel free to comment down on the comment section down below, and we'll answer as many as we can along the way. Now, up next is a distinguished graduate of St. Luke's College of Medicine, Dr. Jansen is also a diplomat of the International Board of Lifestyle Medicine and the Philippine College of Lifestyle Medicine. He is currently serving as a consultant at renowned institutions, including Alta Integrative Medicine and Wellness Complex of Perpetual Health Medical Center Las Piñas, Tree of Life Wellness Center, Centro Holistico, and Simply Healed Medical Group, where he practices integrative oncology. Let's all watch this.
What's amazing with PPAR gamma activation is that it promotes apoptosis. Now, TZDs do not do that. The product that stimulates cell death is microalgae, PPARS. The Simply Nature PPARS came from microalgae, which is literally food. It was made by God, not synthetic whatsoever. So there's a lot of a myriad, thousands of nutrients and polyphenols inside the microalgae that works in synergy. Okay, so when you take it, then that's when it becomes really effective, especially when you tie it up to a healthy lifestyle.
Welcome everybody to another episode of Simply Healed. And today we have Dr. Jansen with us again. Doc, welcome back to the program.
Hi, glad to be here again with you guys.
So Doc Jansen, does sugar affect cancer?
Okay, the simplest answer is yes and no.
Alright, yes and
Okay,
no.
yes and no. Yes, sugar feeds cancer cells for their growth, but our healthy cells, our normal cells, also need sugar for it to function. Okay, so where did this concept of sugar feeds cancer cells came from? So it's because of the Warburg effect, no? So basically, what the Warburg effect is that since cancer cells are multiplying
Growing
uninhibited, yeah, they're really growing fast, so they are highly metabolic, and the primary fuel of metabolism is glucose or sugar.
Alright.
So these cancer cells will tend to metabolize glucose much faster or at a higher degree than the normal cells. Okay, but is it really the sugar? Having diabetes doesn't necessarily always equate to cancer. So diabetes does not cause cancer, but those of you who are diabetic have an increased risk of getting cancer. Okay, so hi guys! Before we continue, I would just like to remind everyone, if you have any questions, just comment them down below and we're going to answer them later in the live Q&A. Now, Doc, we have to control our insulin, right? So how do we do that?
How do we do that?
How do we do that? So, remember, the main function of insulin is that once you eat, your blood sugar increases. The main function of insulin is to bring down your blood sugar. Okay? It's a negative feedback effect. It's in order for your body to control your blood sugar levels. Okay? So, how insulin decreases the blood sugar levels is that insulin acts like a key. So, the insulin attaches to a receptor in the surface of the cell membranes. Okay? So, once that insulin attaches to that receptor, the receptor acts like a gate or a door. So it opens up so that your blood sugar can go inside the cell in order for your cells to utilize sugar or glucose. Okay, so that is the basic function of insulin is. Now, here's the problem. Insulin also attaches to a receptor in your cell membrane called the INSR receptor. So the INSR receptor is an enzyme. Okay? So once insulin interacts with INSR, this produces a cellular cascade, no? A cellular cascade that leads to increased cell proliferation, increased migration, increased differentiation, and inhibition of apoptosis or cellular death. So in simpler terms, it produces increased cellular multiplication. And remember, cancer is unlimited cellular multiplication. Okay? Uninhibited cellular multiplication.
That's dangerous.
So that is how it does it. So now, you have to be able to control your insulin spikes. In order to do that, you have to increase your fiber intake. Okay? Because, why? Fiber, once you eat it, inside the intestine, it acts like a sponge so that your intestine does not absorb all the sugar all in one go. Okay? So that is how you control your insulin spike.
That's a problem for Filipino diet because we eat rice and adobo with no fiber in it at all because the rice is white rice, not brown rice.
Yeah.
So that's why, and my friend, I remember my friend has his record is at Mang Inasal, unlimited rice, 8 bowls of rice. So that he must have had a crazy insulin spike.
Yeah.
So if he was a cancer patient, that would be bad news.
Here's what you can do. You can actually take cleansing. So cleansing is a fiber drink.
Okay.
You can actually drink it before you eat. Okay,
Oh,
so
that'll
that
make you full.
yeah, it will make you full. Number one, so you don't eat as much,
Okay.
and then you get your dose of fiber, so you get your sponge, so to speak. Okay, and then eat the food that you like. But of course, doesn't if you're taking cleansing, then you're going to eat your lechon, you're going to eat your mang inasal. Then doesn't work that way. You know. So still, you should be eating a whole food plant-based diet, and then if you are not yet ready or you are on your journey into transitioning, then drinking cleansing would be a very good help so that you immediately up your fiber intake. Hi guys! Before we continue, I would just like to remind everyone, if you have any questions, just comment them down below and we're going to answer them later in the live Q&A.
PPAR gamma activation, like using TZD, which is a drug, to do that, will actually reduce or prevent your cells, like your cancer cells, from running around like crazy.
Yeah,
You basically calm them down so that they're not super active.
Yeah.
And that means for cancer patients, literally it means to slow down your tumor's rate of growth and to also prevent metastasis, the rampant growth. And I heard, Doc, you mentioned to me just now in our discussion, it also encourages apoptosis because INSR reduces apoptosis. So if you lessen INSR, you actually cause apoptosis to happen more frequently.
Yeah.
And for our listeners out there, when I first heard the term apoptosis, I was like, what is that? Doc, what is apoptosis?
Okay, so apoptosis is programmed cell death. Okay, so cellular death, it's just cells dying. So that's medical term, it's apoptosis. Okay, so the amazing thing is that, okay, so INSR inhibits apoptosis, so it stops cell death. Okay, so once it inhibits cell death, then that gives your cancer cells a chance to grow exponentially, to grow more.
Wow.
Now, what's amazing with PPAR gamma activation is that it promotes apoptosis. Now, here's the thing.
Wow,
TZDs do not do that. Okay? TZDs do not induce cellular apoptosis. Okay? The product that stimulates cell death is microalgae, PPARS.
Wow, our Simply Nature PPARS. In fact, I'm going to ask Junie right now to find that research and flash it in front of you. Okay, so we actually published in, I think this is in Hindawi, which is the medical, where people publish medical journals, right? Yeah, and it states there our extract actually induces apoptosis.
Yeah.
So, this is the funny thing. For all the cancer patients out there, again, just to remind you, apoptosis means that your cancer cells die by themselves.
Yeah.
All right, they are supposed to grow old and die in a way, but strangely enough, normal healthy cells grow old and die, but cancer cells live much longer because of this reduced apoptosis. Well, if you take Simply Nature PPARS, that's why Doc Jansen, you prescribe it to your patients, because it actually encourages the cancer cells to die
Die.
on their own
Yeah.
without using chemo or anything, is to switch
Mm.
on the switch that makes them grow old and die. Wow,
Mm.
that's amazing.
Yeah, and the beautiful thing with it is that the Simply Nature PPARS came from microalgae, which is literally food. You know, it was made by God, so God designed it that way. It's not
Wow.
synthetic whatsoever. So there's a myriad, thousands of nutrients and polyphenols inside the microalgae that works in synergy. Okay? So when you take it, then that's when it becomes really effective, especially when you tie it up to a healthy lifestyle. Okay?
Again, if you have any questions, please ask. We might pick up your question and do an entire program on it. So, Doc, thank you very much.
Goodbye, everyone.
Okay.
Thank you so much for that comprehensive discussion. Now it's time for our live AMA or Ask Me Anything portion. To answer your questions in this modern world filled with noise of different health opinions, trust the ones from the experts. Let me call back in Mr. Shyan and Dr. Jansen. Good evening, gentlemen.
Hi, Jen. Hi, Doc.
Hello.
Yeah, we are really into the Christmas season right now in the month of December.
Yes, yes.
And
The traffic congestion is so bad.
yes, I think everybody's out doing their shopping already, last minute shopping. So before we start, I would just like to greet all our regular viewers and our new friends. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
There. Before we go to our first question, let me just quickly greet one of our avid viewers, Miss Elena Robles Antonio. Okay, now to start the first question, it's from Miss Julian from General Santos City, who has breast lumps and a thyroid problem. Her question is, can I just remove the breast so it's safe that cancer will not occur?
It really depends, no? The only time that I would consider having it removed altogether is if the imaging studies are consistent with malignant features, then of course surgery is a must. However, the dilemma would be, what if you have benign features? Would it be a wise decision to have them removed? No, sort of to preempt things. No, now here's how I would decide on it. Okay, number one is if you have a strong family history of cancer, then it would be better to have the breast removed. Now, it would be better if you have access to gene testing. If you are positive with BRCA1, BRCA2, and then you have breast lumps with benign features, best to have them removed. Okay? Because chances are, in the long run, those benign looking breast lumps would turn to cancer. Okay, this is just probability. There's nothing in the guidelines that says this, but it is just from my understanding and from my experience from the patients that I am seeing. Now, what if you don't have a strong family history of breast cancer? There's nobody in your family who developed cancer, and also uh, yeah. So BRCA1 and BRCA2 testing also turned out to be negative, no? So what if it is this case? Would it still be wise to have your breast removed? At this point, I would suggest that I would not be having the entirety of the breast removed, but just the lump. Okay, um, just to know if that benign looking breast lump is indeed benign or is it early stage cancer. Okay, so this is how I would these are the questions that I would ask myself. This is how I would navigate through things. No, so if you still need guide, I think it will be best if you talk to me. So just to schedule a consultation. There are tests that we can do, no, so that so that what you're worrying is totally out of the picture. Yeah, but you have to be in Manila. Okay.
All right. So two important points. Number one, Jansen has given you a clear, I guess, direction. So have a consult with him to be very, very sure what is the best option for you. I'm very encouraged by your question because you are not afraid to go for the surgery. So that means you are a patient that is proactive in making sure that you don't actually develop cancer. And I think I just want to applaud you for that. That is a very wise attitude, both for yourself and for your family. Because if cancer does develop, it will cost a lot more, both emotionally and financially as well. So I think your attitude is really good and is an encouragement to all the other viewers on our program. Okay, so please have a consult with Dr. Jansen, because whatever advice he gives you right now is only based on limited knowledge and limited information from you. So please have a consult with him. And to all our other viewers, I think this particular viewer is a great encouragement to us because she is ready to do whatever it takes to protect herself and her family from cancer. For the viewer, I have another suggestion for you and a direction for you, which I'm sure if you go for a consult with Dr. Jansen, he will also open it up to you, which is do start on Simply Nature PPAR protocols, right? You can start on the soft gel protocol or the powder protocol. So if you have benign growths, okay, Simply Nature PPAR extract powder will help your body get rid of or reduce benign growths. Okay, my own niece is one good example. She had a benign growth, and many of our patients and clients also have benign growths. And the body actually has the ability to get rid of benign growths. Okay, and Simply Nature PPAR can be something that you take to boost your body's ability to deal with even benign growths. So even if you don't opt for operation, after talking to Dr. Jansen, it's not that you cannot do anything about your benign growths. You can still do something. Simply Nature PPARS, and the benefit is still, Dr. Jansen will also go through with you if you consult with him. Right? The benefits include all your metabolic syndromes. If you're a Filipino, I'm quite sure that you have metabolic syndromes. It's just about how serious it is. And for sure, Doc, after Christmas, in the new year, the number of admissions in hospital for cardio issues and blood sugar issues actually spike up. So during the holiday season, many people develop all this. So our Simply Nature PPAR protocols, our extract powder, soft gel capsules are definitely able to help you with those metabolic syndromes as well. So it's a win-win-win. So you get to do something about your benign growths, you get to do something about your overall health. And just one last encouragement, I'm going to come closer to the camera. I just turned 50 this year, and I've been taking Simply Nature PPARs for the last many over years. So one good benefit is it's anti-aging as well, all right? So really there's no downside to it, and it'll give you more peace of mind, okay? So yeah, next question, Jhen.
Yeah, for those of you who wish to have a consult with Doc Jansen Kalalan, the link to schedule an appointment is in the description box and comment section below. Our pretty healthcare specialist, Miss Beth and Miss Irish, will reach out to you shortly. Our next question is coming from one of our avid viewers also, from Mr. Dennis. Okay, his question is, does PPARS increase creatinine, thus decreasing the eGFR value?
PPARS, no, it doesn't. It doesn't have an effect on the creatinine. Yeah, I haven't seen a case, but I won't say 100% that it won't, no. But I think it's really, really very, very rare, if ever. But I haven't seen anything yet, no, that it elevated creatinine. In the studies, when it comes to algae, I haven't seen anything yet in the medical literature. Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, we are actually in talks right now with nephrologists, quite a few nephrologists. We are working with nephrologists that own dialysis centers. So they are looking into using our soft gel capsules to help patients who are right now undergoing dialysis to improve their quality of life and also, and to prolong their lifespan. Doc, something very interesting happened today. I had to bring my precious dog, Prosper. He's the one that, went through thick and thin with me and my wife in our journey here in Philippines. And his name is Prosper. He is an Aspen. 14 years old. We bought him from Binondo and now he lives in BGC. So he lives up to his name. But what happened was that about 6 months ago, Prosper is 14 years old this year. His liver index is like 800. So yeah, that's really bad, right? It's really bad. The reason why we tested for it is because we are planning to bring Prosper to Singapore, and we had to do a lot of shots. So during that process, we were taking a look at and we wanted to clean his teeth as well because he's 14 years old, and then you have to put him under anesthesia. So for that, they actually have to test the liver health before they can go for anesthesia. So they found out his liver is pretty bad. So 6 months ago, it was actually like 400 plus, and 2 months ago, it actually went all the way up to 800. So it has been deteriorating, right? So his kidney was also affected, and his blood works, everything was pretty much high. So I know this is gonna be, I don't know, I don't know how you will react, but I put Prosper on liquid extract. Okay. The reaction is just like, wow, we love the dog so much. He's taking the most expensive protocol. So Prosper has actually been on the liquid extract for 1 month, 1.5 months. So today his liver index that we went to the vet to check has dropped from 800 plus to 700. Right, so that's really great because for the last 6 months, it's been increasing from 400 to 800. And the vet also says that, we tried a few drugs over the last 6 months and none of them worked, right? So, and also because he's old. So the vet was like saying, that's pretty much because apart from the liver index, he looks healthy. He eats a lot. He's generally healthy, just, cataract and all that comes from old age. So I just wanted to share that, his liver index actually improved. His kidney, blood works, everything actually normalized. Everything across the board normalized. Now the only thing that is high is actually his liver index. So that's just the liquid extract. I bring this up because I don't know whether many people, our viewers, know, when your pet, the drugs that they prescribe to dogs are the same as human drugs. I don't know whether you guys know that or not, right? I end up buying all of Prosper's drugs from Mercury, right? So, and it makes sense because before these drugs are approved for human use, it's actually used on animal testing, right? So not all drugs that works on humans work on dogs in the same way, but I'm just sharing. So it's just something, a sidetrack. Just that it even works for our pets. Yeah. Thank you for obliging me on this sidetrack. Because I think, among our viewers, there might be some who have their furry animals that are just as precious to them as they are to me. So I just want to let you know, you hear about how good our products are for metabolic syndromes, cancer. It actually will also work for your pets if they have if your dog or cat has cancer. You can also use our Simply Nature PPARS on them. All right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Jhen.
Speaking of cataract, our next question is coming from Miss Dalia from Tarlac City, and she has a glaucoma for 14 years now. So she's asking, what kind of PPARs would be effective for treatment?
Oh yeah, doc. Really,
I'm
right?
not sure. I'm not sure if PPARS would
Yeah,
be able to improve the glaucoma. I am not sure because
I am
the
not sure
problem with
also. I agree with you, doc. It's something that from the mechanism of action is there. Let me, doc, as you mentioned, let me go and do a bit of search right now.
yeah. But from from glaucoma, how glaucoma is um, glaucoma is basically increase in intraocular pressure. So the pressure inside your eyes increases. Okay? So why does the pressure inside the eye increase? It's because there's fluid inside your eyes. That fluid is being replenished and drained at the same time. Okay? So if it is being replenished and drained at the same time, there is an organ that produces the fluid. There is also a duct or a canal that drains the fluid. In glaucoma, that canal that drains the fluid is blocked. Okay? So glaucoma is an anatomic problem. So the solution would of course be anatomic as well, also known as surgery or medications that controls the replenishment and draining of the fluid inside the eye. Now, I don't know from the mechanism of action of PPARS if it can affect this mechanism. I really don't know.
Doc,
Yeah.
I've just done some checks. So, interestingly, there are animal studies that show that PPAR agonists can reduce retinal damage in models of glaucoma.
Mm,
And the mechanism of action is really still reducing inflammation and oxidative.
inflammation. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So there
And
you have it.
neuro.
There's benefit. Yeah, there's
Yeah,
benefit.
but
But
I don't think it will
uh
reverse your glaucoma.
reverse, yeah,
Yeah,
correct,
it
correct, correct.
doesn't, right? Maybe it will slow down the development, but it won't reverse your glaucoma because once it starts, it starts, right? Yeah. So they to be clear, human studies are more limited. So they've only done testing on animals. Okay, if you want to explore this, if you have, which is very likely, if you happen to have also metabolic syndromes like diabetes, high blood cholesterol, chronic inflammation, joint pains, or all this, then you can actually take the soft gel capsules and the PPAR tablets for these comorbidities that you have, and it will probably help with slowing down your glaucoma or managing it as a side benefit. Or you can look at it either way. Which one is the side benefit, your metabolic syndromes or the glaucoma? But I don't think it will reverse your glaucoma, but I guess it will help manage it. So no harm trying. Most likely you will need the effects of PPARs for your metabolic syndromes, which almost all of us will develop at some point, because we are in Philippines taking the Filipino diet. Right. Thank you, Jhen.
Okay. Before we move on to our next question, let me just quickly greet also Miss Naomi Alona Veras from Marikina. Good evening po. Okay, our next question is coming from Facebook from Miss Lodi Gonzal. I had done total mastectomy of the left breast 2 years ago. She is a triple negative. Okay. And then, when am I considered a cancer-free? I'm done monitoring with the breast with ultrasound and mammogram for my right breast. Now there's benign cysts.
Okay. Here's how I would here's what I do in my practice. Okay. So if the patient have underwent surgery, okay, so the evidence is the headquarters of the tumor is gone already, then for for succeeding imaging tests, the tests turn out to be negative always. Okay. Upon further investigation, okay, my requirement is a whole body PET CT scan with contrast. If the whole body PET CT scan with contrast is also negative, okay, I would further test again the patient, circulating tumor cells. If the circulating tumor cell count is negative, then I would declare the patient as cancer free. That's how. How long or how often do I test for this? For at least the first 2 years, I would test. I would I would test once every 6 months, a PET CT scan. If it is too much for the patient, at least annual. Okay, once a year PET CT scan. Now, for the circulating tumor cells, since the sample is just blood, then we can get it once every 6 or once every year. Okay? So we all understand PET-CT scan. Okay, so it's just an imaging study that where if something lights up, that would turn out be either inflammation or cells. Now, circulating tumor cells are cancer cells circulating inside your body. Okay, the circulating tumor cell test. Okay, that test identifies cancer cells individually, then count them. Okay? They will, in other words, no, they get a sample of your blood. That test will look at each cell inside that blood sample one by one, and then count how many cancer cells are there. Okay? For breast cancer, the cutoff is 5. So if your test result returns well, if the test result comes out as more than 5, no, then if the PET-CT scan is normal, then circulating tumor cell count is up, it's more than 5, then I would suggest a repeat PET-CT scan. Okay, there is a tumor inside your body and it has to be identified. Okay, so again, to answer your question, how do I personally declare a cancer patient as in remission or cancer-free? Number 1, no evidence of cancer in imaging tests. Okay. Number 2, circulating tumor cells are insignificant. Insignificant. Okay. So that's how I do it.
Jhen?
There you
Okay.
go. Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of all these tests, our next question is from YouTube, Miss Elisa Apolinaria. Her question is, what test should I take to know early stage malignant or benign? I have breast cancer with mildly metastasis in bone.
Huh. Breast cancer with bone metastasis. What test should I take to know early stage malignant or benign? Okay. If we do not consider your history of breast cancer, okay, just answering the first question as what test should I take to know early stage, no, malignant or benign? Answering that question alone, I would request a biopsy. A biopsy, because a biopsy will really tell us, no, if the tumor is benign or malignant. Yeah, early stage. Okay. Yeah. Now, of course, no, what if you are not able to palpate anything? So the tests that are recommended, no, to screen for breast cancer would be breast ultrasound and mammogram. So yeah, I think breast ultrasound at least should be done. If there are any breast lesions, then a mammogram would be warranted. We have to interpret the mammogram and the ultrasound at the same time. Try to correlate them. See if there are malignant features of the lump, no. But ultimately, if these two tests come out with benign features, then I would consider a biopsy or an excision biopsy if the mass is really palpable already. So that's how I would navigate things, no. Not even the circulating tumor cells, because the circulating tumor cell test, the cost of it is too high. Yeah, it would just be better if you just have it removed outright. Yeah, if you are concerned with the with your breast, no, the physical appearance of your breast, then I think it would be better to consider breast augmentation surgery after after the excision. Yeah, it's more cost effective in that way.
Well, I think it's wonderful, these questions that are being asked, because it's actually very informative. You guys are like getting a free consult from Dr. Jansen. All right. So I think to all the breast cancer is one of the most common cancers in Philippines. So and globally speaking also. So I hope this session is very useful for our viewers. If it is useful, please let us know with your comments below, because that will also be very encouraging to Dr. Jansen and myself. All right. Yeah. Thank you.
Actually, she has more questions about the consultation fee and your BGC clinic and how to make appointment and your clinic schedule. So our healthcare specialist, ma'am, can answer this. Just chat us on our official Facebook page. That's Simply Nature Space International with a logo leaf. Ayan. Okay, next question. From Facebook, going back, from Ms. Ethel Bautista Manoloto. What PPAR products you could recommend for diabetes at the same time have undergo MRM? But first, Doc, what is MRM?
MRN is modified radical mastectomy. It's basically removing your breast, then the lymph nodes as well in the armpit. No? To answer your question, I would personally recommend, of course, the best liquid. You get the best result from PPARS liquid. But if budget is an issue, then tablets and the soft gel.
So my question would be, what would be your objective? What is your objective, right? If your objective is just something that you can take and maintain for a long time, like a standard regimen, okay, for staying cancer-free and to boost your immune system and to also manage your metabolic, right? Did I get it correct? Diabetes, right? So for the diabetes, really the soft gel capsule is already very good. So it's sufficient for moderate diabetes, right? Unless you have very serious diabetes, you don't actually have to take anything more than the soft gel capsules. Always take it together with the tablets because they support one another. All right. And once your diabetes becomes mild, then the tablets alone is fine, and it will keep you on it will maintain and keep you normal. And if you take that for more than 6 months, even if you stop taking the PPAR tablets, your blood sugar level should be back to normal. So you can be actually off your maintenance meds. Right? If that's the outcome that you want, something sustainable, something like something for you to take on a daily basis for your anti-aging, for your metabolic health, for your diabetes, then soft gel first until everything normalizes, then the tablets to maintain. Now, if budget is not an issue, and you just want the very best because of for after your MRM, right? Then go for the liquid, right? Probably after you do one session of the liquid, then have a consult with Dr. Jansen to see if what's next, right? Because that means that you are a particular patient that's looking for the best out there in the market to keep yourself cancer-free. So I think that's really great because the whole point of being financially strong is to make sure that your life is not in danger, right? So pick the option that makes most sense to you, all right? So regardless, get on the PPAR protocol. Now it's just a question of should you go for the very best, and that will depend on what your financial strength is and also what you're looking for, right? If you want the strongest prevention, as Dr. Jansen said, we will always recommend the liquid because we always assume that our viewer is looking for the best option available, right? Then after that, if there are really budgetary issues, then we will go for what makes sense to you based on your outcome and the finances that you have. So feel free to ask questions. Someone will help you navigate through this process. All right. Yeah.
For all our viewers, stay tuned until the end of our webinar because I have an important announcement for all of you, especially Miss Elisa Apolinaria and Miss Ethel Manaloto. Okay, before our next question, just a quick shout out again to one of our avid viewers, Miss Rizalyn Rubino Plaza. Hello po. Okay, next question. Are there specific types of cancer that are more susceptible to PPAR-induced cell death? Since our topic tonight is apoptosis.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I would begin to enumerate the ones that we know already. So lung cancer. What else? Lung cancer.
I think hepatoma also, liver.
Yeah,
Maybe
liver cancer, HCC. There's a study about it as well.
Mm,
From my experience, thyroid.
mm. And of course, breast cancer, because there's so many breast cancer patients who did well, right? Yeah.
Yes, breast cancer, especially in the early stages, even benign
Mm.
breast cancer, even benign breast tumors, I have seen
Yeah,
that
the tumors just disappear.
uh, reduce in size. So yeah, those cases.
So basically, the most common cancers, even colon cancer and prostate cancer has been very effective. So the mechanism of action is actually pretty basic. It should apply to all cells, all cancer as well. So, but the ones that Dr. Jansen listed are the ones that we actually dealt with. So we are more confident of telling you that. So most likely, whatever cancer you have, if yours is common, it's probably fall into one of those categories. Yeah.
Mhm. Miss Christina has a follow-up question. She's
Mm.
asking, what else happens to cancer cells when PPARS is activated?
Wow.
Apoptosis. Yeah, basically
Is it?
apoptosis. Yeah.
Yeah, apoptosis is the one that happens to the cancer cell. All right.
Mhm.
What happens to other cells that affect your fight against cancer? Oh, plenty. Number one, right? This is not what happens to the cancer cell, but this is what happens to your body, right? You modulate your level of inflammation in your body. Okay. So inflammation is managed to modulate to be normal. That will make your body more hostile for cancer growth. Okay. Number two, you will actually activate, or your dendritic cell activity will actually increase. This helps your immune system identify your cancer cells. Okay, so one reason why your cancer is growing is not because your body immune system is not working. No, it's like COVID, right? You notice once you get vaccinated, it means that your immune system can identify the COVID virus, and then it can actually attack and kill the COVID virus, right? So that's the same for cancer. So our immune system actually has the killing capacity, but for many cancers, they have a cloaking device, or they can hide from your immune system. So your immune system is not able to detect the cancer. Dr. Jansen actually did a very, very good series on immunotherapy. Please just search, go to Simply Nature YouTube page, go and search that. Dr. Jansen went into great detail, right? I think he went into great detail on how that works, immunotherapy, right? And that's what happens when you take PPARs. So as Dr. Jansen enumerated just now, it does induce apoptosis on the cancer cell. So that's the main key thing it does on the cancer cell. But it does a host of other things to your own body cells, and that helps you fight off cancer. Okay, so yeah, there.
Okay. I think this is just to confirm, Ma'am Juvie Ann is asking, so can PPARS help reduce?
So it's right because your body actually has an anti-tumor system. Doc, when I was in college in the US, my floor mate was an orthopedics student. He was going to become an orthopedic surgeon. He did tell me something. He said that among all the animal kingdoms, he said that humans have the strongest anti-tumor body. We are the most resistant compared to any other animal to developing tumors. Is that something that was that you agree about too?
Yeah, of course, I want to believe so.
Yeah, and then I thought about it. That's why among the mammals with a high metabolic rate, right, we actually live the longest. So if you consider you look at rats or rodents, right? Most of them actually die when it goes to old age. They die of tumors. Dogs and cats also, they die of cancer. They die of tumor growth. So actually, humans can live to up to 120 years old because we have a very strong anti-tumor capability. Unfortunately, as Dr. Johnson will definitely share with you, your choice of lifestyle has our choice, not just yours. Our choice of lifestyle has severely compromise our anti-tumor capabilities. That's why we are developing cancer in such a common thing. And of course, we are living longer than we used to. So we are going into older age. So more people are reaching their 70s and 80s. So that also makes the cancer rate goes up because as we age, our anti-tumor capabilities deteriorate, right? So my main point is this, that your body actually is very capable of anti-tumor. So what PPAR does is to trigger and to strengthen your own body's capabilities. That's why it works on benign and malignant tumors. Okay, now because your body gets rid of both types. It's only when your body fails to get rid of it that you develop cancer.
Okay, we're almost at the end of the webinar. This will be our last two questions for tonight. But before that, let me greet again Miss Mabs Agot. Hello po. Okay, our second to the last question. I think they're getting inspired because we held a doctor's forum just yesterday. This is from Mom Cecilia. So how does PPAR activation affect normal healthy cells compared to the cancer cells?
Oh, this one is good. Okay, because some people will ask, right? How does it affect if you strengthen the normal cells and you protect the normal cells, will it affect the cancer cells? Will you also make cancer cells stronger? So one of the key things that PPAR action works on is that for it to benefit a cell, the cell should have a intact and fully functional mitochondrial pathways, right? So cancer cells have damaged or dysfunctional mitochondrial pathways. So that's one way the PPARs actually don't benefit cancer cells, right? Because cancer cells don't benefit from the mitochondrial preservation and improvement. And that's very important because the mitochondrial is basically the battery for your cells. So when it comes to enhancing cellular functions and protecting the cells, making sure that they live to their full life, that they have the energy to function, which is their mitochondrial. PPARs does have a very good effect on that, and that's also why PPAR has an anti-aging effect. Why? It preserves your mitochondrial function. All right. So basically, it preserves your cell's energy level. So what is anti-aging? Anti-aging is not no wrinkles. Okay. I think we always think of anti-aging as the way we look. But if you think about it deeply, when you age, what's the main difference that you feel as you go older compared to when you're younger? It's your energy level, right? If you have a wound, your wound heals slower, right? As you age, you need to take afternoon naps, right? That's why our Lolas are always taking afternoon naps. So energy level drops. So preserving mitochondrial function is actually one of the keys to longevity or living to your old age well. All right. So in this aspect, this is the key area, how the PPAR agonists and our extracts, how they different cells and not helping the cancer cells. Okay, so that's one of the mechanisms that I've been focusing and sharing with oncologists, because the oncologists also want to ask this question, right? Because their chemotherapy drug, one of the key ways chemotherapy drug kills cancer is to induce apoptosis, right? Is to induce to damage the cell, usually to damage the mitochondrial process. So if we protect the mitochondrial, then the oncologist, the first question they ask, will we end up protecting the cancer cells? So the answer is no, because we differentiate the cells that we protect by whether the mitochondrial is intact or not. So if it's intact, which is healthy cells, it will actually continue to protect it. If it's not, then it won't, right? So this is the way it differentiates. So I hope I answered your question directly. This simple mechanism of action is already sufficient to give you, I guess, confidence that you're not protecting and nourishing your cancer cells when you're taking PPARs. Okay, so it's not about your good cells outnumber your cancer cells. It's not that. That's actually a mechanism that differentiates the two.
Okay. This will be our last question for tonight. I would like to take one of our new viewers, Miss Melinda Seville, for staying this long. Okay, the last question is coming from Viber, Mr. Joey. Okay, what PPARs can you recommend for BPH? Doc, what is
Oh,
BPH?
yeah, I'll leave it to talk.
Okay.
Yeah, I talked too much
BPH.
today.
BPH is benign prostatic hyperplasia. So that's the
Hmm.
medical term of prostate
Ah,
enlargement.
well,
Okay. So
enlargement.
it's an enlarged prostate. So why is your prostate enlarged? Reason is metabolic. Okay. Insulin resistance. There's an ongoing hormonal imbalance, aging. Uh, so these things, no? Now, how can we resolve this? Of course, number one is by fixing the metabolic problem. So the
Yeah.
metabolic problem can be from fatty liver disease, to high cholesterol levels, diabetes, obesity. Among all of these, obesity is the most problematic one. That's the most important one. Okay, obese people have, I think, double to triple the risk of developing prostate enlargement later on in life.
Wow. Triple
Yeah.
is amazing. It's quite a big
Yes,
number.
yes, yes. In the long run, no. Mm, Food intake, especially if you really love dairy, that's also a contributor. Dairy is more important than eggs, actually, no. For prostate enlargement. So you have to fix these things. So it's a metabolic issue. So my PPAR product recommendation, if you were my patient, I would recommend tablets and soft gels.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So that's good. It's very basic, not very affordable. Not don't have to go all the way to any extracts yet. Unless you meet Dr. Jansen and he gives you prescription for that. All right. Yeah. So there we go. We have a preventive again. Actually, I just want to do a shout out to all our viewers. You are entering Christmas season. You should buy PPAR tablets because you will be feasting and you got to manage this, right? Rather than in January when you go and see your family doctor or you start feeling like your blood vessels are stuck and you can feel the blood pressure increase and you can see bubbles in your urine because of all the cakes that you've been taking during Christmas. Why don't you just start on PPAR tablets preemptively? That means you just take 10 micro tablets twice a day, or if you are like me, a lazy guy, take 21 shot in the morning. And this will actually mitigate. That means while you're going through your Christmas season and you are going for all the Christmas parties, eating all the things that you shouldn't eat, even though Dr. Jansen and I will tell you don't, all right? But you will say, it's okay, it's once a year, but you are doing it every night for the once a year thing. So I just want to encourage you. Um, don't wait until you develop something. So take it while you are partying, then it'll be easier to get your health back because you don't go into the negative territory. You stay at the borderline because I'm quite sure you'll be feasting, okay? So that in January you don't have to go to an ER or you don't have to be worried, okay? So that things are more manageable and just continue in January your PPAR tablets, and by February you should be back to your normal levels. All right, so that's a tip and strategy so that you can have a slightly better peace of mind as you eat your lechon and your cake and your Christmas pudding this month in December. Just like me and Dr. Johnson will be meeting up, our families will be meeting up, and we will be eating. We will be eating. So we have to be preemptive on that. Yeah. Jen?
Okay, it looks like we've covered all our questions. So as we wrap up this evening, we'd love to hear your final thoughts for our viewers.
Doc?
Yeah. It's 2 weeks.
Any tip,
2 weeks.
any tip for the people, especially cancer patients, right, going into
Yeah.
the holiday season? Yeah.
Okay, okay. Uh it's 3 weeks, no, from today. It's gonna be Christmas. Then After a
New
few more
Year.
days, it's gonna be New Year, so there's gonna be a lot of feasting. So for cancer patients, diet is always an issue. It's frequently asked, no, and it's actually, if you really think about it, it's quite complicated to deal with, no. Um, Here's what I advise to all cancer patients out there. If you're quite young, I mean, you're still strong. There's still, yeah, you're still strong. You're fighting cancer. As much as you can, try to resist the temptation. Okay, because there's still a lot of hope for your case.
Mm.
Yeah, there's still a long way left in your journey. Okay, and because you're still strong, right? For those patients who are quite weak, taking care, yeah, those of you who are watching who are taking care of cancer patients who are already quite weak, don't be too hard on them when they want to eat what they want to eat. Okay, give it to them already. I mean, what else is there to restrict about? Okay, and this is not just because of we're trying to look at their time left here with us, but also from a I should say a more scientific point of view. Okay, in general, patients who are quite thin, patients who are quite weak, they need more protein. Okay, so it's not gonna be wise to tell a cancer patient who is very very thin and very very weak to eat plant foods only or eat a vegetarian diet. Okay, so one way or another, you have to feed them eggs, whatever, yeah, meat products, animal protein. Okay, uh, there are non-negotiables, however. Okay, so non-negotiables would again be processed foods, processed meat, processed carbohydrates, dairy products. These three is non-negotiable. The rest, yeah, go ahead, go ahead. Okay. Um, there are also patients who are still quite strong. With probably you can say that the cancer is there, but it is stable. It's not changing. Don't be too hard on them when it comes to food. Let them be. It's once in a year. Okay. So just let them be. There are also cases wherein uh, the patient is a cancer patient. Yes. Regardless of stage, no. The patients do not want to undergo any more restrictions. I mean, the patient just want to do um anything, no? Do whatever he wants, do whatever he or she wants. And this is with full understanding that what he or she is doing might help the cancer progress or worsen. Let them be. Okay? Let them be. Because food is usually a very sensitive topic. We get together, we enjoy food uh, in times of joy, in times of celebration. When we are down, when we are saddened, sometimes we also resort to food to make us feel better. Okay, so food is really what I want to say is food is really very much tied to our emotions, what and you have to really have an agreement with the patient, no, what he or she wants. Okay, you have to follow. Okay, but of course at the same time you also would want to let the patient understand what he or she is doing.
Yeah, the
Okay,
cost of the
yeah,
choice,
okay.
right?
So anyway, I've been talking too much. Basically what I want to say is uh follow what the patient wants. Okay, but of course, provided that the patient knows what he or she is doing. Okay, this is so that you do not fight over the holidays. Okay, so that's it. That's it. I'll give the floor to Shen.
Wow, I just want to say, Doc, over the last 5 years and the last 4 years that we've been doing the program, we have both evolved. Um, you know, uh, and what Doc Johnson has said is a hallmark of what I think is a very experienced doctor. So, even though he looks very young and very handsome, a handsome young doctor, all right. But the thing that changes our view is that when we actually meet many, many patients, and especially if someone in our own family undergoes the fight for cancer, and of course, as we age, we realize our advice moves from purely theoretical, right? Because theoretical or by the book, this is good for you, this is not good for you, don't do this, do that. This is something very textbook, something that a person who is fresh out of med school will say. But when you experience life, you realize that life is a little bit more complicated than that, right? Life is about finding meaning. Even so, if you have no meaning in your life and if you have no joy in your life, there is also no point in fighting and trying to live longer, right? So this is where you can see the hallmark of a doctor that, like Dr. Jansen, who is mature and is able to give a proper advice, not just straight technical medical advice. And I think that's also a hallmark of a good medical practitioner, to realize that whatever we share with you is our advice. However, what gives you, our goal is to put the right information in your hands and give you understanding so that you can make your choice. Diba? Because your choice is affected by what is important to you. And you can only you can make that choice. So as we, over the past 3 years, you have seen, if you take a look at our early videos, we are very adamant about certain things. But as we meet many, many cancer patients and we see how their family dealt with it, and we see the outcome of cancer patients who are happy in their journey, who achieve the best outcome, right? Because we have seen cancer patients who had a miserable time and then lost to cancer, right? Still die, even though they were very disciplined and everything. And then we have also seen cancer patients who took a different approach, where they were at peace in their final days because they were joyful. And we also saw cancer patients who are very disciplined and achieve the breakthrough, even though their whole journey required a lot of self-control, and then they saw the benefits for that. And we realized over the journey, everybody has different things they want out of life. And we are now a bit older, a bit wiser. We are now, our stance has shifted to, instead of just wanting to treat the patient, we have also learned to begin to respect what you want out of your life. And our job is to give you as much information as possible so that when you make that decision, you make it with full knowledge, weighing all the pros and the cons. And yeah, with that, I want to wish everyone Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And I hope that our program has been a blessing to you. I was told by Junie today is the 189th episode. So we have crossed, so it's almost 4 years that we have done this program without stopping. And so we thank you for joining us. I think Jhen has some good news because it's Christmas season. I think Simply Nature is also going to make it, I think we have some promos that will make it a good time for you to take care of your health as you feast and celebrate. So again, I leave you with well wishes, wishing you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. See you next week. We're still on next week, all right? We're only on the 26th, all right?
Yes,
Thank
that's
you.
Okay, thank you so much to our experts, Mr. Shyan and Dr. Jansen, for sharing their expertise and insights. If you have any follow-up questions, don't worry, we will answer each of them next webinar or via direct message. We hope to see you again in our future webinars to come. Same day, same time, every Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. Next week, December 12, get ready to discover the right imaging modalities to detect and beat cancer. But before that, watch out for the 12-12 all-out Pasko sale starting December 9, 8 p.m. until December 14. And meanwhile, our website discounts up to 500 pesos off is extended until the end of this year and automatically applied upon checkout. There's no need for promo code, so you can readily avail the ultimate gift of help this Christmas for your loved ones. If you buy PPARS pack, okay, that's a power pack for good for 5 days and a kickstart package good for 10 days. For 10 boxes, you get a 1 free. So if you'd like more information on how Simply Nature PPARS can be a part of your healing journey, please don't hesitate to reach out via comment or chat. And thank you once again for watching Simply Nature webinar powered by SMG or Simply Healed Medical Group. Because your curiosity about your health condition and your victory over cancer and metabolic diseases is what keeps us going. Here in Simply Nature, we're always with you from start to healing.
Boost your health today with a Simply Nature Power Pack, a 5-day combo pack of Simply Nature PPARS tablet for immune boosting and Simply Nature Cleansing Plus for effective detoxification. Now is the best time to try our Simply Nature products. Available on our official Shopee, Lazada flagship store, our website www.simplynature.asia, and our office in BGC Taguig. Order yours today. Click the link on the description box.
Hi everyone, these are the important questions. Do I need to go for chemotherapy? How many sessions of chemotherapy do I need? What about immunotherapy? What about surgery? What about CT scans? Well, join us on our Simply Healed program every Thursday nights at 7:30 p.m. Singapore, Hong Kong and Philippine time. Our sessions are interactive, featuring a live Q&A with experts and doctors who will answer your questions in real time. You can type in your questions and get immediate, personalized responses. This is your chance to take control of your health. So take advantage of this informative and supportive experience. Visit our Facebook page and message us on Messenger to find out more. See you there this Thursday.